Well, Jamie, we haven't had a great deal of chance to catch up with each other since the announcement was made about you taking on the manager's role here at the Brewery Field. How pleased are you and how excited are you at the task ahead?
Yeah, I'm delighted. Very proud. I've been here a long time as a player, and now to have the opportunity to, lead the club into the new season. I'm filled with immense pride. I absolutely love the football club, and the opportunity to take it forward and progress this club is something that I jumped at.
Yeah, I could sense that when I first got the club. You've got a real attachment, haven't you, to Spennymoor Town now, and as you say, that must fill you with that great sense of emotion when it more than anything taking over now.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's a club that's looked after me personally, and it's been amazing with my family as well. And I loved representing this football club as a player. I had real pride in putting that black and white shirt on, and obviously over the past 6 to 7 months, stepping away from that, obviously into the management side. I'd done everything in my power to try and get the club into the playoffs last season. So, moving forward, it's obviously a really busy time and stuff. But I'm, like I said before, I'm so excited by the opportunity. I want to grab it with both hands, and I want to give this football club, something to smile about, something to shout about. And I'm sure with what we're doing behind the scenes, we're going to have a team that, the community is really proud of.
Having played for so long and had such a good career, was the transition hard over the last 6 or 7 months, or was the fact you stepped into assistant and then into this role, did that make things easier?
I think it did, to be honest. Yeah, I think the first month was a very difficult one, and my wife would probably agree with that as well. But it was tough at first. Obviously, that transition from getting your boots on and getting ready for a battle out there and stuff, it was a bit difficult. Obviously, the first couple of team meetings that I had to undertake and things like that, you have them butterflies and that little bit nervous side to you, but I think once I adapted to it and really got my teeth into it and worked closely alongside Jason and Lewis, I absolutely relished it, and I loved it. And, we had some really good moments last year. Obviously, not getting into the playoffs on the last day was a bit of a kick in the teeth, but I think we had to take a huge amount of pride from when we took over to how we finished the season, and we've got really good momentum, and it's important that we keep that momentum and we take it into the season and really drive on this year.
And you're in a good position having that experience around you. You've got Lewis Dickman as your assistant manager, and of course Jason Ainsley, although he's reverted back to his previous role, he's obviously still there to rely on and lean on when you need him as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I speak to them, I see them pretty much every single day. I think what Jason will bring, is a wealth of experience in terms of, negotiating with players, recruitment and things like that, alongside Luke Clark, of course. Lewis's, CV's background speaks for itself. It was an absolute no-brainer for the football club to bring him in at the time when we did. I'm very excited to, continue working with Lewis. We have a fantastic friendship first and foremost, but we both really care about the people at the club, the players at the club, and we've both got ambitions to take this club forward and do really well.
One of the things you mentioned straight away, and I think was probably the first question I asked about this football club, and it's something I sensed when I first started working here last summer as well, is that it is really important to be at the heart of this community. This club, does so much good work in the local area, and that's a huge part of what this club's identity is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive part, and I think the players that we've retained within the club, the players that we're looking to bring in, they have to buy into that culture. We've got a really good nucleus here of players who really do understand the community element. They understand, how hard working the fans are and how much they work to support us and give us the best support. So the characters that we want to take this club forward alongside us and to be out there representing the football club is ones that have got a real hunger, a real desire and a real pride in representing Spennymoor Town.
And obviously you've already got stuck into the hard work. The summer is one of those periods, isn't it? The fans are desperate for information. You've managed to do a little bit of business this week and get some news out there to the supporters. How pleased are you with the progress you've made so far?
Yeah, it's been really positive. It's been an eye opener in terms of how it looks and stuff, but it is part and parcel of it, and it's something that like I said before, I'm relishing the role. I'm learning every single day. I've got really good people around us, and we're all tying in. Obviously getting Reece over the line and Sam over the line is a brilliant start. There will be 2 or 3 to follow. Really exciting signings. I think I spoke about characters and profiles before, and they certainly fit the bill in terms of a player that I want representing my team in this football club. So yeah, it's going to be another busy couple of weeks. Obviously, it was sad to see one or two of the players go for various reasons, but I'd like to think that we're doing really good business, and there's a couple of exciting announcements coming soon.
What can you tell us about Reece and Sam, who've already come into the club? That they're obviously exciting young talent. So, you were keen to get them across the line very quickly this summer.
Yeah, we were. Sam's been someone who I remember sitting up there when I was suspended in a game, watching him put one in the top corner against us. But very good character. He's got very good experience at this level and higher. Very good technical ability. He can play in a couple of different positions, so he's very flexible. I think the first conversation we had, he put his cards on the table and said there was some decent offers there some good clubs after him. One thing that struck us with Sam is he's very ambitious. He's got a real desire to progress and develop, and I'm delighted that he's chose Spennymoor to be that club where he does that. Reece is very similar. He's got a lovely left foot, technically very, very good, likes to get up and down the pitch, and he'll give us real good balance in them areas. I think last year when we looked at the squad, we only really had Reece as a left-footed player, so the balance wasn't there at times, and Michael Ledger, James Curtis, Joe Tate, whoever it was, would sometimes have to fall in them areas. So he's going to give us really good balance. He's going to give us competitions in them areas, but again, he's got massive desire to progress and develop, and we were delighted to beat off competition and get him at his football club. And obviously a couple of players have signed new deals this week. Connor Shanks earning an improved contract after what he did last season, and Michael Ledger persuaded to stay as well. Yeah, Connor's someone that excites us, and I think he excites the fans. I think we saw in glimpses what Connor can bring. We'll give him the challenge of continuing to add to that, whether it's an assist, whether it's a goal. But Connor's got a great appetite. Since he's come to the club, he's a very good trainer. The way he portrays himself on and off the pitch is very good, and he's someone we're excited to work with. Michael, is a massive re-signing. He goes unnoticed probably a lot of the time, but he's so consistent. He's a brilliant trainer. His attitude towards, the training, the games, and how he portrays himself in and around the club is huge for us. So we're delighted to get them done. It was really important. When I took the role up, we spoke to players that's here already, because we have got a very good existing group. We've got a group that was minutes away from getting in the playoffs, so it was about keeping that core nucleus, and it's about adding to it with the right quality and the right profiles to take us to where we want to be. And I think, this time of year it's notorious for fans getting a little bit anxious, isn't it? To look at other clubs and see the business, and they think, what are we doing? Come on, do something, Spennymoor. We've started that progress, but as you say, there's more to come, and happy with the plan we have in place, and where we're going to get to come July and then into August. Yeah, I think it's an exciting time for the supporters, because, as you said, they can get anxious and stuff, and they've probably seen people do business early, but we've went through a really thorough process. It hasn't just been willy-nilly. It's been like, let's sit down, let's watch clips, let's watch games, let's speak to different various people and get to know what the character is, make sure it's the right person that's coming into that dressing room, because me, certainly as a player in the past year, we've had the wrong characters at times, and they've come to the football club for the wrong reason, and that's certainly something that I don't want moving forward. I want players that are proud to represent this football club and who are going to give 100%, whether it's training, whether it's game, or whether it's doing stuff for the fans and the community. It's a family club, and they've got to buy into the full package. But I'm very excited by what we're doing. There's a couple, at least 2 or 3, who will want to get over the line in the next few days to the next week. And again, going back to what I've said a few times, it's the character that we're looking for. And everybody we're looking at, is very ambitious, has a real desire to progress with us as a football club, and that's what we want. That blend of experience and that young, hungry talent that wants to progress and do well. And I think the fans are encouraged, not just by the finish to last season, but the way the direction of the football club. The season ticket sales have been extremely encouraging so far, and they are going to be needed. You saw what kind of impact they could have. I know it's cliched, but we've said this year they're the 12th man, and they really can be. Yeah, of course they can. I look back to I think it was the Peterborough Sports game when we were 3-0 down at half time. And they could have easily booed us off the pitch. They could have easily give us all the abuse under the sun. They didn't, and they stuck by us, and obviously we nearly got over the line with a 4-3 win. But there was games at the start of the season where this place wouldn't have been a good place to walk off at half time if you're 3-0 down. But I think they've bought into what we've tried to do. They've seen there's been a lot of changes and a lot of transition, but I think they can see and they can believe in what we're trying to do and what we want with this football club. There's a lot of people in and around it, from a playing wise to the management to people behind the scenes who really care about this club. And if we all pull in the same direction, I'm sure we'll bring success to the club again.
And we saw you on the touchline as assistant manager last year. Will any of that behaviour, will any of the thing, because some of the photos we used to get after the game of your emotions, it told a story itself. Some of those photographs, you wear your heart on your sleeve as a player, and you're doing the same as a manager and assistant. Yeah,
very passionate. I don't think I'll change. Funny enough, Jason used to say I was the calm one, so no, I like to come across quite calm in and around it, but I think when you're out there and stuff and you care a lot for the players and you see the fans around cheering us on and stuff, at times the passion can take over. But I love winning football matches, and that's going to be the same next year. I want to win as many football matches as possible. I want people to leave this ground being proud of watching their football club, and I can't see that changing, Simo, to be honest.
Do you take, obviously it's a question that people get asked, but during your playing career, I sense that because you, as someone, it strikes me as you just have a passion for coaching. Were you always thinking in the back of your mind, I want to go into this, and maybe taking bits from different managers or coaches you worked under and putting that one in your pocket for later on?
Yeah, of course. I've spent a lot of time doing my coaching badges and stuff. My full-time job is in coaching, and that's my release. I join in with the kids at school. If there's a football there, I'll try and hit a crossbar. It's been in it since a young age, and I've been very fortunate to have had a long time in football. But it was always in the back of my mind that that would be the next step, whether it be coaching, whether it be management. It's probably come around quicker than I thought. I was obviously a player here last year and played the first 5 or 6 games, and then obviously that quick transition. But it's certainly something, like I said before, which I'm going to relish. I'm living it 24/7. But that's how you've got to be. You've got to be obsessed with it, and if you're obsessed with it, and you work hard, hopefully we'll get them rewards come the end of the season.
There was lots of hard work and lots of weeks and warm-up games to come before this moment. But how will it make you feel, do you think, when you take to the dugout for the very first time as Spennymoor Town manager for that opening league game?
It'll make us very proud, I'll be honest with you. Might be a bit of emotion behind it, but I'll be very proud because we worked a lot last year. We worked very, very hard behind the scenes, and there were some really difficult moments that we had to get through, some really challenging times and obstacles, but I felt we come over them. So to now take it forward, implement our squad that we want, it'll be a very proud moment, and I'm really excited by it.